In the book 48 Laws of Power, a book that I know so many people who are leaders have read, and people who just love reading and education have read, is written by Robert Greene. Among the 48 Laws of Power, there is a law that says, pose as a friend and act as a spy. We all have believed, or all Kenyans believe right now, that Ruto is one of the smartest politicians we have seen in the history of Kenya. But Waswahili husema kwamba pwagu hufuata pwaguzi. And do you think Ruto is not the smartest politician? Because there are things that are happening in his government that taint him like anaoshwa na haoni. You know, politics is a game of chess. Na kwa game ya chess kuna kuangana two sides. There is the black side, there is the white side. Now kwa chess nayo kuna kuangana a pawn, kuna kuangana rooks, kuna kuangana knights, kuna kuangana the bishop, kuna kuangana the king and the queen. Now all these characters in a chess game play a role of protecting the king against being checkmate. But if you check of late, the chess game that Ruto has been playing with Raila Odinga, Ruto seems to be checkmate. And today I just want to analyze or to share my views of why I think Ruto is being played, and if he is not smart, he'll be washed in the game that he himself started. Without getting into it so much, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Political Spotlight. My name is Movali Derek Dangote, and I've realized 80% of people who watch my videos have not yet subscribed to this channel. Please do me a favor, just hit the subscribe button and also leave a comment, because when you leave a comment, it helps me understand which or what I should do more for you to get more in depth, for you to get more information, for you to get a bit better understanding of the political game in Kenya and Africa at large. Now, in the game of politics, there is usually the king, and they are usually the kingmakers. And they usually say for you to be a perfect king, you need to destroy other kings and also destroy the kingmakers. Ruto has mastered the game of politics. Remember, Ruto is a street boy politician. He learned politics in the street. And if you check, Ruto, when he formed Kenya Kwanza, he said that all people or all parties under Kenya Kwanza should dissolve their parties and join UDA. That is one way of destroying kings and kingmakers, something that Ruto has mastered very well. And we have seen some of the people have dissolved their parties, like Musalia Mudavadi dissolved ANC, or rather sold it. Moses Wetangula has not yet dissolved his party, and also is Amon King, bado pa iko. But before we get into that conversation, let's start with the basics. That is the chess game. Now, every politician has a shed, every politician has an umbrella, and every politician has a meteorologist. Now, an umbrella is meant to protect the politician against attacks that come anytime, and then a shed is usually there anytime the politician needs advice, anaendanga kwa shed. Then meteorologist no wale wase wenye wako pale for the politician or that person to help him see the danger that is coming ahead for him to avoid the danger. But of late, if you check the game of chess that Ruto has been playing with Raila, Ruto's pawns, Ruto's rooks, Ruto's knights, and Ruto's bishops have been removed one by one, wanatolewa one by one, and the president is like giving into it, not knowing that he's being played. Let's begin with the first thing, Rigathi Gachagwa's impeachment. We all know Rigathi Gachagua was used by William Samoei Ruto in 2022 when William Samoei Ruto was battling the kingpin of the mountain, that is Uhuru Kenyatta, to get control over the mountain. And back then, William Samoei Ruto could not select the current deputy president of Kenya, that is Kithure Kindiki, to fight against Uhuru Kenyatta, because we know Kithure Kindiki is this kind of a silent nigger who cannot speak much. But we all know that Rigathi Gachagua was this talkative chap who could speak anything whenever he wants to speak and whenever he's wanted to speak. And to me, Rigathi was an umbrella for William Samoei Ruto back then, because he used to protect William Samoei Ruto. He used to clean William Samoei Ruto. At the same time, he was not only an umbrella, but he was also a meteorologist to clean William Samoei Ruto's name in the mountain. But if the reason why I think the removal of Rigathi Gachagua is a chess whereby they have removed a knight in the side of William Samoei Ruto, they know with a weak deputy president, they can control you. That is one thing Raila Odinga knows, and that is one thing Uhuru Kenyatta knows. So they have mastered a way or crafted a way to remove the, the knight, that is Rigathi Gachagua. If Rigathi Gachagua is not there to make the noise in the mountain, who will make noise for William Samoei Ruto in the mountain? So that means Raila Odinga is regaining control over the mountain. And chances are Raila Odinga may even approach Rigathi Gachagua to work with him, because I've told you once in another video that in politics, today's enemies can quickly become tomorrow's allies. And despite Rigathi Gachagua abusing Raila back in 2022 and also abusing Uhuru Kenyatta, he has apologized to Uhuru Kenyatta. What makes you think that Uhuru Kenyatta will not approach Rigathi Gachagua and ask Rigathi Gachagua to unite with Raila Odinga to remove Ruto from power? Because Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta knows Ruto very well. They have worked together for 10 years. Raila Amolo Odinga knows Ruto very well. Ruto was in Raila's camp before shifting to Jubilee. Remember, in 2007, Ruto was with Raila. And sometimes we tend to attribute that Raila Odinga, in a fraction of a way, played a role in building the politics of William Samoei Ruto. So Raila is the kingmaker who made the king, William Samoei Ruto. And since Raila is the kingmaker, he can easily destroy that king, who is William Samoei Ruto. Now, the second chess move that Raila Odinga played was they are proposing the removal of Moses Masika Wetangula. We know Moses Wetangula played a pivotal role in William Samoei Ruto winning so many votes from the Western region. And if currently Raila Odinga and his team in the Azimio side are battling for the removal of Moses Wetangula from the position of the Speaker of National Assembly, this will tell you one thing, that they have known Ruto remains with a stronghold in Western Kenya if Moses Wetangula is there. We all know Musalia Mudavadi is not that strong, but Moses Wetangula is strong in Western. So if we remove this guy, Ruto loses Western Kenya. And chances are Moses Wetangula has worked with Raila for over 10 years. And chances are these people may reunite again and work together. To do what? To overthrow the president, who is William Samoei Ruto, who seems not to understand or seem to give Kenyans a sense of belonging in their business. Now, we all know that if Moses Wetangula is actually impeached, if he is removed from the position of the Speaker of the National Assembly, I'll just in the next few minutes I'll be telling you how that will impact the president. But we all know that in the game of chess is all about eliminating the knights. People are protecting the king in that chess game and making the king vulnerable for you to win the game. Now, they have already eliminated Rigathi Gachagua. They are targeting to eliminate Moses Wetangula. This is leaving the president open with no one to protect him from certain angles of the society or the country. And with the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua came the promotion of the Cabinet Secretary for Interior, that is Professor Kithure Kindiki. Now, let me quickly take you back down the memory lane during the reign of President Uhuru Kenyatta. When President William Ruto started campaigning while he was the deputy president under the Uhuru Kenyatta regime, what Uhuru did is Uhuru removed powers that the deputy president had and bestowed them on the Cabinet Secretary for Interior, who back then was Matiang'i Fred. Fred Matiang'i was the Cabinet Secretary for Interior. That made the Cabinet Secretary for Interior more powerful than the deputy president. Back then we had Ruto as a puppet deputy president, right? Now, this tells you one thing, that the position of the Cabinet Secretary for Interior is the most strongest position in the cabinet, because it places him next in line to the top leaders of the country. Now, they have promoted the person who was the Cabinet Secretary for Interior, that is Professor Kithure Kindiki, to become the deputy president, and he was sworn in just a few days ago. Now, Azimio, they were given 4 positions in this current cabinet after the reshuffling of the cabinet. But now, they are saying that they should give Junet Mohammed the position of the Cabinet Secretary for Interior. Now look guys, we all know Junet Mohammed. Who is Junet? Junet is this die-hard fan of Raila Odinga who speaks, someone who speaks like a vocal man who speaks whatever he wants to speak. And if the president will give in and actually accept the proposal and the request of Azimio to give Junet Mohammed the position of the Cabinet Secretary for Interior, this means that, Mr. President, you are totally exposed for a checkmate in this chess game, because this position is really strong next to power, which is you and the deputy president. And the fact that you have a weak deputy president, they're going to give you Junet Mohammed so that Junet Mohammed can control your government. If Junet Mohammed is officially given this position, let me tell you one thing, it will be really easy for a motion to be proposed for the impeachment of the president. Remember, the only people who can remove Ruto from power is a combination of Raila, Uhuru, and Rigathi Gachagua. And this is one thing that Raila and Uhuru know, that if we leave this man without planning for him, he will actually rule forever. Now, remember I told you, if Moses Masika Wetangula is removed from the position of the Speaker of the National Assembly, this is where the president now will be done. Remember, in 2022, when we did the election, Azimio have the largest number of MPs in the parliament. They hold 167. Kenya Kwanza holds 138, if I'm not wrong. And what happened after that is the President William Ruto brought people from Azimio who are weak, and also he brought the independent candidates into his side, that is Kenya Kwanza, making Kenya Kwanza become the party with the largest number of members of parliament in the National Assembly. But constitutionally, according to the law, if you are elected into parliament with ODM, and then when you reach the parliament, you shift from ODM to UDM, ODM should revoke your position in the party, and then we need to have a by-election in the constituency and in the county which you are elected. But what happened is this: when William Ruto bought these people, Raila Odinga and Azimio did nothing. They were silent. And that is why I want to ask, why were these people silent? Why didn't they say anything? Why didn't they call off these MPs so that we have by-elections? Remember, they controlled the National Assembly. That is one thing. Even to impeach Rigathi Gachagua, Kenya Kwanza needed the support of ODM, because they knew ODM has many members of parliament in the National Assembly. And if they are going to remove Moses Wetangula from the position of the speaker, because there is a request from Azimio that that position be given to someone whom they will propose, this will make Azimio number one to control the parliament. And then after they have controlled the parliament, they'll say, remember, we are the ones with the majority number of MPs in this parliament. I'm asking you again, what will hinder ODM from tabling a motion of impeachment against the President of the Republic of Kenya? Because number one, they are the speakers of the National Assembly, and then number two, they are the majority in the parliament. If they decide to vote yes to an impeachment motion of the President of Kenya, what makes you think it will hinder them from continuing with that? Now, in the beginning of the video, I told you that the president, that is William Ruto, had requested people to dissolve their parties and join UDA. And we had Musalia Mudavadi dissolving ANC, but Moses Wetangula never dissolved Ford Kenya. Amon King never dissolved PA. And even one of the reasons, I hear some UDA affiliates saying that we were asked to dissolve parties, but Moses Wetangula didn't dissolve his party and join UDA. And that taints Moses Masika Wetangula as this person who did not obey the agreements the party had. Now, let's not talk much about Moses Wetangula, because we have talked about him. There is a proposal that he should be impeached. He should be removed from the position of the Speaker of the National Assembly. Let's talk about Amon King. We all know that from Kilifi County, Amon King was made the governor twice by Baba Raila Odinga. We all know that PA, even right now if you ask me, I don't know where PA is, because PA walianza Azimio. Then after the election, before the elections, they went to Kenya Kwanza. After the elections, vile mambo ilianza kuharibika kidogo, they came back to Azimio. Then wako tu hapo. Like PA is in between. Let me ask you people, what if after Azimio have managed to get the fifth position in the cabinet, that is the position of the cabinet secretary for interior, after Azimio have managed to impeach the current speaker, they have taken over control of the National Assembly, what makes you think that Amon King and his political party will not move back to Azimio? Because Amon King also did not dissolve his party to join UDA. So under Kenya Kwanza, we have UDA, we have PA, and we have this Ford Kenya, among other small parties that were dissolved, and these people joined the Kenya Kwanza UDA party. Now, in ending this, let's analyze reason why I think Ruto has been checkmate in this political game that he's playing. When the Gen Zs went to the street to demonstrate, the president fired all his cabinet secretaries and then appointed new cabinet secretaries. But now look the kind of people that Raila gave forward to work for Uhuru. Ali Hassan Joho, a man who said he'll never work with William Ruto. Second, Mbadi. Third, Oparanya, Opio Wandai. These are loyalists to Baba Raila Odinga, and they are inside the cabinet of William Ruto. I've told you over a law among the 48 laws of power that says pose as a friend and act as a spy. One thing I know is if Ruto is not careful, the cabinet secretaries that have given, even check the man they're proposing to take over from Kithure Kindiki. This is Junet Mohammed, Raila's spokesperson. That's what I'm telling you. If this president of ours does not analyze himself very well, Raila Amon Odinga, in collaboration with Uhuru Kenyatta, are in for a big show to get him out of power. Because also there are rumors that he might or he wants to serve for a very long time. And Kenyans are not okay with this form of leadership. Anyway, let me know what you think about what I've just talked about in the comment section. My name is Muvali Devrik. This has been the Political Spotlight. See you again next time for my next analysis. Please remember to hit the subscribe button and leave a comment on the video. Have a wonderful time.